Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Morgan. I'm a self proclaimed tree hugger, horse squirrel, and alt kid who never grew up. But I am also an ISA certified arborist who works in one of the fields under the forestry umbrella, and I am working on going back to pursue my master's. I recently got accepted into a program that has been a bit of a dream since I learned about it a few years back. The program itself is called Project Dragonfly, or the Advanced Inquiry Program, through Miami University in Ohio. And the only problem that I see right now is getting the funding for the first semester together, because honestly, when I applied, I didn't think I would get in on my first try, but here we are. I want to go ahead and share with y'all a bit about what I plan to study and why it matters to me and why I think it should matter to everybody, or anyone who cares at least. So, first of all, a little bit of my backstory because it is relevant. I grew up in northern San Diego County in California, and some of my formative memories have been evacuating due to wildfire because I did grow up in a high wildfire risk area. I still live in a high wildfire risk area, or HFRA, but I don't still live in San Diego County. I, of course, did learn to be afraid of wildfire as a kid because that's a scary thing, especially when you return to a property that once was just filled with sage scrub and is now basically a charred wasteland, and one of your neighbors' homes did also end up being destroyed. But as I pursued my bachelor's in biology, where I focused on environmental biology, conservation bio, environmental science, all of that, I took a lot of ecology and coursework that had to do with botany and plant science as well, where I learned about wildfire ecology and how fascinating ecosystems are that have adapted to live with the wildfire cycle, and how that has been thrown out of whack by the modern forestry practices that are changing, as well as climate change and all of that. And I started to learn more and appreciate not only where I came from, but where I currently live, and then also areas that I worked in since graduating, because I have worked pretty much all over California in a field that is dedicated to wildfire prevention. And I want to apply my skills and my passions and learn more about this intersection of forestry, wildfire ecology, and urban expansion. Because, of course, the easiest way to keep people safe from wildfire would be to not live in HFRAs anyway. But that's not reasonable, considering the fact that even like the home I live in is a relatively older construction, and a lot of homes in high fire risk areas are older construction, and people are moving out into high fire risk areas because that's where the land is available as the population grows and we need places for people to live. So that means we have to start understanding how we can keep people safe while also keeping the environment healthy, given that it needs that wildfire cycle, and how we can just manage everything. It's not an easy thing, and it is one of the reasons why that is what I plan to focus on as I pursue my master's. Now, my master's will technically be in biology, but as with many graduate programs, it is kind of a choose your own adventure thing, and this is the adventure that I want to embark upon. If everything goes according to plan, this video will be released on Wednesday, April 15th, 2026, which means I have about 2.5 weeks to come up with the remainder of my tuition for my first semester. I am, of course, looking for grants and scholarships. I do work a day job. I am putting some money aside and all of that, but I am also putting it out there that I have started a GoFundMe. I'm trying to cast the proverbial net as far as possible to make this happen because not only do I want this really bad, I think that the area that I want to research and specialize in is one that is important. And I think that it could, if not immediately help make people safer, maybe lay some groundwork or connect me with people who can actually put ideas and things into action. So, like I said, I do have this GoFundMe started. I will link it down below, and I would very much appreciate any contribution because I am trying really hard to not take out more loans. I already have student debt from my biology degree or my bachelor's, excuse me, which it is a biology degree. That was correct. And I'm trying really hard to not take out more loans if possible. It's not easy for me to admit that I need help with anything, but this is something that I do think is worthwhile. And I know that we are in a time where money is an issue for most people. Obviously, it's an issue for me, or I wouldn't be needing to cast my net out as far as possible. But like I said, this is something that not only I want really bad, but something that I think is worth studying and can potentially help keep people safe and make a better tomorrow. So, if you are so inclined, I would appreciate any help. If you can't, please don't. Don't take money that you need elsewhere and give it to this. I will figure things out. Or maybe share this out. I also have a Patreon. If you've seen my content, if you want to help contribute to me continuing to make content here, I plan to kind of make content on my research as I go about this program. And I have some exciting things planned, but no pressure. As I said, I would appreciate it. And I wanted to get this out there a little bit. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know in the comments.